Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Charlie's Angels. How's it going? Hey Jose, Tuxedo, Collie, hey Lucas, hey Steve, hey JR Kirk, Timo, B. McNichol, Mitchells, our folks. Hey Queasy Diver, Jeff, say, PF Dennis and Jaeger. How are folks today? Oh, it has been a very, very, very busy couple of weeks. I've got 10 weeks of less busy coming up. I'm very much looking forward to it. So, yeah. So today is just going to be kind of a chat and chill. I do have a, let's see if this is pointing anywhere near the right spot. Yeah, pretty close. I do have a printer I brought back with me from Rapid from SoCal. So, turn my Bear into Mark IV Bear. Nice. Hey, Fixture Jake. Hey, Ajax. Hey, James. Hey, Bjornar. Scope UK. Hello. So yeah, Chris Russell of Practical Printing, used to do that channel, is not going to be able to keep this printer, so he gave it to me. I am going to go through it, look it over, refresh it, and probably pass it on to another friend. So this is just kind of the keep my hands busy, although I have all the fidget things to play with to keep my hands busy here anyway. All the fun booth trinkets that I picked up. So yeah, just kind of hang out, chat about Rapid, look at kind of the cool little sample prints I brought back and what booths they came from, and just kind of chill, because that's what I need. Hey, who else do we have here? Hey, the GPs. Hey, Ella Fox, MR. What's the printed in, by the way? What's this blue? That is a great question. I don't know. Hey, Andrew. Hey, Bill. So, as most of you probably know, I went to Open Sauce, had a blast. It was a lot of fun. Brought an unwelcome friend back. Fortunately, the unwelcome friend didn't stay long. It was a very, very timid, very weak visitor. So, it might not be appropriate to joke about it. What I basically called the 24-hour COVID. I tested positive, had almost no symptoms, but I did. A very mild fever and a headache and a sore throat is all. And that lasted about a day. And then no fever, no symptoms for many days. So that got me excited. I knew I was missing Murph, but that got me thinking, hey, maybe I can reach Rapid if this stays like this. I did get a Paxlovid prescription, so that probably helped. It really made a difference the first time I got COVID last fall. So everything worked out well. I felt well enough. I didn't have symptoms for long enough that I figured, okay, I'll go to Rapid, I'll wear a mask. And just kind of do the thing, check out the booths, that kind of thing. I rented a car, re-booked my hotel, which fortunately a room was available. It was actually a little cheaper rebooking it than it was originally. And then planned my trip. So I took some tests with me, and Monday before the event, I tested completely negative. Not a trace on the test. So I'm like, cool, this is good. And Tuesday, the day of the show, I tested that morning completely negative. So according to the guidelines, that left me completely clear. So I was happy, very happy. So I had a good time. Rapid was a lot of fun. I've never been to downtown LA. I've driven around it, but I've never been there. This time, Fixture Jake, so this time, first time I got COVID, I only knew I had it because I thought I would just had allergies, whatever, typical. But then I started feeling a twinge in my lungs. I'm like, okay, I better test. And it was positive. That was last fall. This time it never hit my chest at all. Never got the same feeling. It was barely a graze. So Yeah, I'm very, very happy about that. Hey, Latian, wish I could have made Rapid. Rapid was good. The Polymaker booth was really cool. Steve's Hue Forge stuff there was phenomenal. The arch was very cool. Yeah, it was good to see people. It was good to see people, and it was good to see things that I'm never going to be able to put in my garage and get a look at those technologies. So, sick week for all. I'm dealing with kidney stone. Ew, I'm sorry, Sergey. It's the first time I had it. I managed to miss it for 4 years, and a week-long offsite got me. Yeah. Get off these LA freeways without getting killed or caught. I had a smooth drive into LA, into Rapid. I left here a little after 1 and arrived at the hotel before 7:30. It was perfect. Stepped out of my car, and here walking down the sidewalk was Claire from E3D. So I got to say hi to her right off. And then go up and check in and chill for the evening and get ready for the next day. Maybe one day you'll get a bigger garage. One day, after I retire. It's very possible. This does look a lot like Sapphire Blue, Amar. Are you going to 3D Printopia? I am, Bryce. Hey, Apollo. Welcome. Hey, I know I owe you some responses to DMs. Yesterday was a very relaxed day for me. I didn't do a whole lot of anything. Played around with the latest patch or the latest version in Minecraft for a little bit and dinked around with cleaning up a bit. But hey, Scott. So let me see. Let me grab I didn't get a chance to do this. I was going to do it yesterday in the computer. My streaming computer's having trouble. I'm a little worried. Yesterday I had it powered on. I came out here right before bed. I mentioned this in stream chat, but I came out here right before bed and computer was powered off, but the RAM was lit up. It's got RGB RAM in it, RGB, all the things. But I've had this happen once before and it eventually powered up. It wouldn't power back up last night. So I turned it off at the power supply, left it off overnight, and it did power on this morning. So I suspect one of the voltage rails on the power supply is having trouble. So I'm hoping the power supply I ordered today for today delivery will get here in time, one thing, and I hope that fixes the problem. Am I reprinting parts for this printer? I don't, unless I see something that I feel like I need to. I'm not expecting to. And I'm not expecting to get through all of this. This is sitting here just as something to kind of go over and look at and keep myself busy while we kind of hang out. So this week was a challenge for me. I tweaked my back by picking up something too. Oh no, Bill, I'm sorry. I'll be going to Printopia, Miss Murph, or Rocky Mountain and Murph. Hope to see you. Yeah, I will be there. The nice thing about the spacing of events coming up this fall is there's a little bit of space between most of them. So I have Orange County Maker Fair in the middle of September, and then 3D Printopia at the end of September. So there's a couple of weeks, 2 weeks there. So if for some reason I get sick or whatever, there's enough time to recover and still go to both events. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna see if this works. I'm gonna grab the SD card out of my Osmo 3 here. I did a walkthrough of Rapid. Took a little over an hour. We're obviously not gonna watch an hour straight of footage, but maybe we can skip through it and I can find things as we kind of talk about stuff. I don't know if that's reasonable. We shall see. I have a bad sore throat today. It keeps up while COVID test. Sorry, PF Dennis. Hey, Moofishy. Good to see you. Met Moofishy at the event. At the Elegoo party. So there were various things after the event. So Tuesday night was the David Tobin and Joel Telling party at Tony's bar in downtown LA there, and that was a ton of fun. I met a lot of new people, had all kinds of cool conversations with many different people in all segments, not just 3D printing, but a lot of people that want to get into 3D printing or are doing other things that incorporate that as a tool, and that. So so that was Tuesday night's party, and then that's where I got this thing. I spun the big version of this. They had a big version of this, about this big, and if you spun that for more than 8.5 seconds, you got a mini version of it, and that's titanium, 3D printed titanium. But and that was from EOS. So but Wednesday evenings thing, there were a couple of things going on, and the first thing we went to was the Elegoo party, which was interesting. They need to learn. They tried. Their intents were good. They tried to have an organized, structured gathering, but I felt like it was a little too structured and organized. He felt a little trapped. Couldn't really freely roam and go. It was very timed and stuff. But I benefited. I won one of their prizes. So, hey James, hey RJ. I won their second tier prize, which was, there was 2 of us that won it, and it was a $200 Elegoo gift card and a choice of either 3 spools of filament or 3 liters of resin. So yeah, so I'm thinking of, I'm decided I'm going to order a resin printer to have as a tool. And I'm gonna end up getting the Saturn IV Ultra with the curing station and all that stuff. So won't be a big featured thing. It's just gonna be something here for me to throw appropriate prints at when I want to and kind of play around with it. So we might find a stream to look at it, but it's not something that's priority for a stream content. Hey, Redacted. Apollo starting to question my viability to attend events. Just take care of that knee, man. You'll be okay. Get a brace on it when you have to walk around. Just start being used to having a brace. Would hate to not be able to see you at these. Okay, I was opening that up. And I hope this is okay with folks. Just a very casual chill. Yeah, Bill, you went to Bar Z, which is a machinist gathering, right? You were there right before, you were basically coming home when I was going down there, right? Okay, let's see. Figure out which, it's going to be the biggest video here, I'm sure. Oh, this probably got split up into a few, huh? So is that going to be, let's see what our schedule's like the days around Christmas. Oh, yeah. Media player. Let's see if this will open it. Uh-oh. I need a codec to play this. Here we go. This is Rapid-TCT. I'm going to do a walkthrough. That doesn't work, right? Yeah, it's not playing right. What can I play this with? No, I don't want to open it in that. Drove home that Sunday. What is the... open with... What else do I have on here? Can I just play this in photos? The HEVC video extension is required to play this. Oh, I could play it on through the stream. I just I don't have, apparently in order to even view this on the computer, I need an extension. Let me see what this does. Andy. 99-cent video extension in the Microsoft Store. I'm not super thrilled with doing that, but let's do it. I got a way to pay. PayPal, sweet. PayPal. Sign in. Okay, give me a moment, folks. Let's put in a two-factor. Yep. Think anything. Oh, things are visible. Let's change. Here we go. Nothing's visible. Sweet. Sir Guy, thank you. Okay. Agree. Just half a moment more. Yes, let's wrap this up. Microsoft stuff. I think my other computer's Windows 11. I think it was playing stuff off my Osmo without any of this, but whatever. It's 99 cents. Hey, Martin. Hey, Nick and Mitchell. It's downloading. Get my phone out of my pocket anyway. Okay, that is installed. So now I should be able to bring this up in the media player. There we are. And maybe do a... Okay. Let's switch over and see what this looks like. Here we are. Okay, so this is kind of the corner of the show floor. So what I did is I basically I walked through. I didn't even try to stop at any booths. Even if somebody wanted to engage, I didn't really, I just kind of walked through. It still took a little over an hour. It looks like this is about 30 minutes worth of it in this video, but we're gonna, let's leave this on mute and kind of skip through a little bit, but this is the, oh, there we go. So this is basically the format of the show was just rows and rows of booths of various sizes and folks doing all the full range of services, from consulting services to printer machine sales to scanning to materials, all the things. And I have no idea to what degree I can skip through and not miss too much. But is there anything anybody knows that was there that might have any questions or want to talk about? But this is the, and I'm going to post this. I think I'm going to just post this as a uninterrupted, because there wasn't really too much dead time. Just post it as a video and folks can, there's a hoverboard. Just post it as a video and folks can kind of skip around and look for the booths they're looking for. It is pretty much in order. I started at the low, like row 1000, and it went up to row 21 or 2200 or something like that. So if you knew what a booth number, you could probably have some idea of where it is in the video. But this Osmo is really nice. So see ya, Jose. New Filaments Polymaker released. I brought some back, Bill. I brought some of that back. I'm excited to try some of that. Be a customer at a customer site this week. And you saw that you would hope to get as a consumer. Yeah, there was. I saw just as for myself, I saw a fully enclosed diode / fiber laser that I thought might be fun to, and I'm gonna pause this. I saw a diode fiber laser that I thought would be fun to have as a tool. It's got up to a 48-watt diode and and 2-watt fiber laser combo in the tool. So it's from a company called Acmer, ACMER laser. So we'll see if they reach out. I spoke to them briefly. It is fully enclosed. Yes. Similar look, style. We can probably find it here. It was fairly early on in the, I just skipped forward a little bit here. I don't think it's going to be practical to really watch all of this. Oh, Dremel. So they have, I was looking at this in detail and chatting with one of their engineers about this. This looks like a pretty nice off-the-shelf commercial Core XY printer in the same vein as the Bamboo and the Creality stuff, but this looks nicer. It's a little more expensive too. I think they said the price point on this is $2,000. But looking at it, it does run Clipper. They seem to be aware of their obligations in open source, releasing their things. We'll see how all that plays out. They did mention, I didn't quite understand, and I didn't really push, some additions they're doing that they may not open source, but I don't know what the details of those are. So I don't know if they really need to or not. But the overall machine looked really nice. Seemed to tick many of the boxes of what we'd be looking at if I was looking for an off-the-shelf Core XY printer. It's 250, 254 or something square build volume. What's your reason? On that laser, I mean, I have the Ortur Laser Master 3. It's right there. You can barely see it in the corner of the screen. But the enclosure is the problem. The add-on enclosure sucks. When you look at it compared to, I mean, it's a great thing. It works fine. But if I had an option between putting the machine within a fabric enclosure or having a purpose-built, fully integrated enclosure, 100%, I go the integrated. So, when I have a laser that can cut aluminum extrusion. Yeah, nothing I can put in here is going to cut aluminum extrusion, but an integrated fiber would be fun to mark stuff, put labeling on, put some patterns on, that kind of stuff. Hey, Turtle. Hey, Zero G, Dutch dude. Yeah, this is very much a business-oriented show. This is where businesses go to make connections. They made it very, very easy for anybody in the public to get in, though. So, how's it feel to see a Trident with Trim logo? I think I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it in here. If I'm going back far enough. Yeah, that's that side. So. This is walking back the other way. Yeah, there's Dremel. No, that's not. Where was Dremel? With the right settings, you can basically evaporate the dye. Where was this thing? We can always just look it up. I think that's what we'll do. I don't see it here in the next little section. There's Dremel. Oh, there it is. Yeah, right there. So see, this thing kind of caught my eye, so I stopped and talked to him. Rapid show in the UK makes it impossible to get in without an industry affiliation. It's quite disappointing. It's only 40 minutes away. So these guys seem nice to talk to. I have no idea anything else about the company, what their prior product line has looked like, how they've dealt with things. I just saw this and just on a whim started chatting with them and talking about the machine. So yeah, but yeah, nice, a lot more compact than the add-on enclosure that I have as well. And I didn't even look at their printer or anything like that. Lots of 3D scanning places. It is a diode laser. It has a diode laser, but it's a dual head. They have a fiber laser integrated. So a 2-watt fiber laser and a up to 48 watt. Now I don't know how that's rated. So the rating on diode lasers can be very misleading if you don't know the actual number they're looking at, or they're trying to put across. These people were very aggressive with trying to get their pamphlets out. It was a little annoying. I am kind of talking as I'm doing the video. I've got obviously it closed, but I wonder if we can find, let's skip way through and see who we have around. Lots of resin printers around. An empty booth with aggressive pamphlets. Yeah. Oh, one-click metal. Here we go. So right here, this is a little tray of this printed bottle opener. So you would go by, you'd break that off, and then add a little bit of sandpaper there to sand it off. So lots of cool little metal printed trinkets, that I picked up. You know, this is a bottle opener from EOS, is that right? Yeah, that one's really cool. Hey Joel, no brought. Still third. Oh, doing stuff, and yep, I do the same thing. Any novel machines that caught my eye. There were a couple. I got a little bit of video on it. I don't remember what it was called though. It was laying down like almost like a sand in patterns for generating its print that I thought was interesting. And there were some printers there that were gigantic and laying down like 5mm thick layers. Just bought a company that makes big league rescue stuff. And they had a lot of these places had demonstrations, like really cool printed drone frames and stuff like that. Oh, what is going on? Oh, I was just moving. Oh, these folks. So this is Ren. Ren is right here. Ren is awesome. We met Ren at OpenSauce. So Ren spent a lot of time at the Voron booth chatting about orbital and Vorons and that. This is a robotic arm that prints and can do, I don't know exactly which machine, if this one or whatever, can do continuous fiber weaving in 5 axes. And it was really cool. They are located in the Bay Area, and I'm going to try to have an invite to get over there and check out their facilities. But this is very interesting stuff. You can kind of see here a little bit. This is a neat carbon fiber strand woven piece. And they also do a thing, they were showing a demonstration where they have a press and a mold, and they would print in the mold and then go into the press and compress it into the shape. But right before this, we see our friends here at Luke's Laboratory. Oh, there we go. get in here. And Virtual Foundry is the folks that you print with a metal filament and then sinter into a part. We've seen them at rep festivals, but there we go. There's our Luke's Laboratory and their big machine. Their new giant, I think that's 80 extrusions on that. I spent a lot of time talking to Luke. But talking about this printer and higher temp printing and capabilities and stuff like that. So. Yeah, this machine was going through and printing something, some demo print. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Really cool, just kind of looking outside of just a XY axes printing and knowing that you can just do that on a robotic arm. I think at this point I'm about less than like an 8 through the show. Somebody who used to work for Orbital Science, there are 2 acquisitions gone now, huh? Hey, John. Just kind of skipping through a little bit of footage. I don't know that I want to spend the whole stream here going through this video. Is that the Mystic? Awesome that he was there. Yeah. Oh, Bontech. So I met Olaf. There's John. And it was really, there's Olaf right there in the background. And they were printing some fat extrusions on that lull spot, so it was kind of cool to see. But Olaf's super nice. Olaf and the Bontech team. I chatted with come on. Here we are. I got this absolutely awesome fidget toy from the Bontech folks. So it's just the LGX filament tension system in fidget toy format. Now, this is the second one I have, because the first one I got and I played with so much that day, I wore it out. I wasn't gonna worry about it. I mentioned it to Olaf, and he asked if I had it with me at the time. I didn't, so I brought it back, and one of the other guys happened to have one more, so they exchanged me, and they're gonna take the one that I wore out and go back and look and see what wore out on it. But while we're here, let's pull that apart and actually see what's inside there. I haven't done that. They only made 20 of these. I didn't know that. Luke over at Luke's Laboratory had one, and I said, oh, that looks like something I would love to fidget with. And when I went and met Olaf and team, I asked them if they were giving out fidget toys, and he handed me this and then said they only made 20 of them. So they only made 20 of these. The GPs, I am posting this video. It'll basically go up there unedited. I'll put just put it out there. Just the exact couple of, let's see if this will come out without, oh yeah. And it's just got little integrated ball spring pieces in there. And I imagine I probably wore out the metal on this as I was playing with it. Or something got in there. Their motor, and it's huge. LGX lights are pretty nice. Yeah. But that's neat. There's a lot to this little piece. Olaf said he designed it, and it costs way too much to make. They would have to sell it. If they were selling it, it would be way too much to be worth it. So this is probably a very limited run thing. Liz, I missed you too. I was very sad to not go to Midwest Rep Festival, and I was extra sad to not be able to bring you your little gift. I will have to bring that with me for 3D Printopia. I did wear out the actual mechanism. It was feeling pretty rough at the end. So that, I think they were glad to get it back, to go back and see what wore out. Here, we do an unbuild and a build. Yeah. Anyway, I'll set that aside so you're not inundated with the clicking. So, I don't know what's around here. Not too far, we see our friends at E3D and Diamondback shared a booth. You need to hire me for Halt. What's Halt? Look at the bright side, you're missing it. Saved your back from carrying the Phoenix as a backpack printer. Hey Bob, welcome. Oh, no idea what that was. Dai's Design was there. They had a linear motor printer there that I'll walk by it here in a moment, but that was a big printer with a linear motor, and when it made a movement, it was a very shallow printer. It was for the booth, basically. It was wide and shallow, but when it made a Y movement, the whole thing rocked. Lots of scanning solutions, lots of software solutions, lots of consulting solutions. So, yeah, I mean, this is basically your Wrangler printer to be sent to you. No, not really. I mean, I didn't really look for any of that. I did look for things that could be useful. That diode laser seems to something that would fit in my room and be something cool to add as a tool. Mostly because of the fiber portion of it, and it's actually enclosed. So there's a little bit. There's a few vendors here that we probably recognize. Amelin sells on Amazon, I think. Filaments and whatever other type materials things. Oh, I guess we missed the thing, but Build Tech is back there in the corner. Yeah. Let's see what's here. Lots of big printers. I don't know if that's a big tumbler. I kind of got a little closer look at this. I didn't know if they were printing or just tumbling here. I think it's a tumbler. Saltwater solution. What else do we have here? It was pretty big. You walk in and you think, oh, this isn't too bad. And then I didn't get through even half of it the first day, but I was mostly talking to people. And then the second day here is when the second day is when I actually got through most of the booths, and I still didn't get through all of them. And then this is Thursday that I took this video. Oh, and here's Dice. So we'll get a little closer view of that linear. And I talked to these folks for a little bit, but this is a big old giant. Look at that cable chain. Look at that cable chain. That cable chain is huge. And if anybody has a Magneto X, that's what the rails look like behind the little thin steel cover they have. But this is so large because they've commonized that across their printers. They're large format printers, and it's for rooms so they can actually do their pellet stuff. They run their pellets through there apparently. This is almost no cables in this one because it's using a traditional extruder, but they apparently can run their pellets through that into the extruder. So, and they just run the same chain no matter what. Exactly. It's only using linear motor on X though, right? You can see the motor to the left. That is possibly Z. This is possibly Z. I don't know that I got a good enough view of the... Yeah, I think... Yeah, see, those are Z. I think those are linear motors for Y as well. What table, what row are we at? Can't really tell. So what do you folks think? Do you think this is pretty useful to just post as is? Think enough folks will get something out of it? I think I need to splice it because the camera would only take 30-minute bits at a time. Hey, Demler. So. We'll run into, I think we run into Clayton, Uncle Jesse, and we run into Dustin. He was at the Revo Point booth. Revo Point is really cool. It captured, they did a bus scan of me and it captured most of my beard, which 3D scanners have a hard time with. At a pretty reasonable price. I haven't yet convinced myself that I have a use for it. But the Revo Point, I can get it at a bit of a discount if I decide it's something useful. Guys has always had extreme products like that. I used to have one of their extruders from 3 years ago, solid aluminum with a short NEMA 17. Yeah, they had those there as well. Hey, Thomas. This is a member stream. So this is a Charlie's Angel stream. This will be public to, there's Dustin. Dustin. So. Quite a character. Very nice to talk to you. Very awesome to chat about the Revo Point and then things in general. So, oh, there's 1400. E3D and those folks were at 1500. Cool little college like formula team. Check out how Cloud42 uses his scanner. Very interesting. Which scanner does he have, Bill? It was interesting because that morning I checked my work messages and I had a personal message from a coworker who was asking about 3D scanning solutions, and they had tried something off their phone and didn't get the results they were looking for. So immediately I'm thinking, maybe I can share some cost in this with some folks. Oh, there's Raise 3D. You probably recognize them. They have some pretty surprisingly large printers that I didn't know they sold. We'll walk around it here after getting through the end of this. FL Sun, that new printer is ginormous. I have no idea where I would ever put something like that, even if it was on my radar. Oh, there's Jesse. Turn it into a work trip. Yeah, the printer looks decent. It's just monstrous. Monstrous. 3D experiments. And this is one of the, I didn't realize that Raise 3D made printers like this. Just a big, like high-end, large format printer. Not sure off the top of my head. Kamal he scans existing item he's going to build a part for and brings the point cloud into Fusion 360 to design against. That's nice. S1 is larger. Okay. I didn't know they did resin. I didn't know Raise 3D did a lot of stuff that they had there. VR walking sim for the show. Oh, there we are. There's our friends at Diamondback and E3D. There's Claire. There's Rory. I have such a hard time with names. The Diamondback team, I don't have all their names down yet. So this is what it's going to look like. We will get through, at some point I hit things like the Prusa booth and the LDO booth. Let's keep going a little bit because they had this kind of Hollywood character display that was really cool. It was all done on SLA, large format SLA printers. Almost all of it was done on large format SLA printers. So let's get through to some of those. Mosaic. They've expanded way beyond. Maybe they were there before, but I've never paid much attention, but way beyond the palette. Oh, there I am. We can't remember your name either. Yeah, exactly. I'm really good with faces. Not necessarily placing the face at the right location that I saw them, but good at recognizing faces, but terrible at names. Hector is one of those elements. Met a guy at OpenSauce who works in stop motion animation. They 3D print thousands of parts in full color. Nice. Big printers printing furniture and stuff. There was a lot of that. There was a few booths that it was obvious that they had printed all the booth furniture, like benches and stuff for people to sit on. It was kind of cool. I wonder if I'm going to have to go. I bet you I'm going to have to go to the... Oh, there was a... Here, let's get this for you guys. Got a show mock-up. I mean, it's an engineless chassis, basically. Hey, Derek. Hey, Wolfup. And I kind of stepped in and walked through the Stratasys display here. I didn't spend any real time here at the booth. This is actually the first time I'd walked through. I got a little bit of a strange look from this guy, so I turned around and decided not to hang out too long. I'm sure there's a few people, vendors or companies here that are not 100% pleased that hobbyists are among them. This was really cool. Some of these model prints, so detailed and so many different materials. I feel like I did better with gimbal control here than I did at OpenSauce, which I still have to edit and release videos of those, but there were a surprising number of folks there from big companies who were aware of Voron, were building Vorons, mostly like on their own or whatever. But it was really cool to talk to a lot of people. And I had a few companies that were like seeking me out, wanting to talk about Voron and what kind of relationship that could be, services they could provide for Voron. And everybody was super nice when I'd explained to them what Voron was about and what we did and what we don't do. So. Ceramic printing. I don't know who that was. Big boy's using plenty of ideas from the hobbyists. So yeah. Go back. Oh, okay. Here we are. We are ceramic printing synaptic. Let's see if we can get. Oh, shoot. Here we are. Lithos. Oh, I can get you a better view. Let's get you back up there. Lithos. Lithos is that ceramic printing booth. Lithoz. So you don't make a problem. Exactly. The GPs. The blank faces. The what? I got a lot of that. And there's Mark Forged. Spoke to them a little bit. I think I have a trinket around here. Oh yeah. Little example of their continuous carbon versus no carbon prints, nylon prints, in terms of flexibility. Is one of the companies that's seeking out service performance. I didn't see any representation for them there. I hung out with Mark from PO Poly quite a bit, chatted, had lunch, walked around quite a bit. This guy was super nice. He's gonna come into frame here in a second. There, That 3D printers, Canada. He makes filament in Canada. Oh, and Proto Labs. I had a, oh, here, we'll pause here. So the previous day I went up there and I got myself some Voron socks. Well, close. Very nice. We had a little joking discussion about the logo, and I was wearing one of my Voron shirts, so I was able to show it and stuff. So, but it was kind of this has come up before. I think at Form Next, I think the one of Joel's videos or something had that logo there. It looked familiar, and I thought it was funny, and they were good sports about chatting about it and stuff. 3D Printing Canada, bought lots of film. Awesome, thanks Tuxedo. They have a pumpkin spice filament that he said he'd send me some of. So people don't see the Z in the logo. Let's go back here. Anycubic. Use Proto Labs a lot of the company, like their web interface. Nice. I don't think I saw Joel at all through the walkthrough, but spent a bit of time with Joel and David. After the Elegoo event on Wednesday night, we were going to go over to the Matter Hackers event, but the line was around the corner to get in. So we just stopped at the bar down there and had some drinks. Little 3D printed speakers place. Did you see Joel at Open Sauce? Joel was not at Open Sauce. Joel's daughter was graduating, so he did not make it to Open Sauce. This, we're gonna come back around, but the Hollywood Showcase there was pretty cool. And then I just kind of glanced at it, but when I come back around, I get a full walkthrough of it, and that's probably in the next video, yeah. So I'm gonna pause this and close this and I'll just bring up that next video, because that was kind of cool. Here we are. Oh, and I went right to it. What did I do? Why am I? Oh, okay. I didn't come all the way back around. Here we are. Time to dust off and update my 2.4. Not looking forward to moving that beast. Let me know if you need anything, Bob. But yeah, so many cool. This is almost all of this was large format SLA prints. They had on their little signs there kind of mentioned what the technology was. I think I got a little closer on this one because it was translucent and I wanted to see what the thing was. Yeah, Nexa XIP, the material, software they used. The Infinity Gauntlet there is a stainless steel print though. I don't know how many end up in the parks or wherever, or if these are, I mean, or if they've made, I'm sure they've made more. But yeah, the quality on all this stuff was really cool. Get his booger hook off the back. Elegoo's over there. Right around the corner here was Prusa and Fadis and LDO. It's in Austria. That'd be interesting for stop motion. Joel made a video with the people who make these. Cool. Skip through a bit. Come back around to Mark Forged. further. What are we at? We're at 1900. Oh, it's good. Form Labs. Big old booth for Form Labs. I think we'll get around. Come a long ways from old stereolithography. There is so much cool stuff. Oh, this little zone here with some probably either last minute or lower cost little section of booths here. Covered a full range of things, but there's a couple of notable booths that I thought was cool. This is just like open source with less stickers. Try to make an IMTS, a machining trade show. Miles and miles of walking, giant CNC machines, metal print, nice. This is all very expensive. Oh, this was really cool. Itty bitty, teeny tiny prints. Oh, bring it down. Gimbal control. But I thought it was hilarious that they had flexi prints in there. That thing's like 15 millimeters long or something, maybe 20 millimeters long. All these little booths. Around. What do we have here? There we go. But I wanted to keep going through here because we have right here is iBoss, and that's Duron, owner of iBoss. Super nice guy. This is one of the best in terms of reaching out from companies I've received. There's Max and there's Sam from E3D. That's Max from Fadus. And then Nathan from Nathan Builds Robots. Oh, there's Luke. Nathan from Nathan Builds Robot is interviewing for the, he just released his video on the Prusa Pro stuff today, I think. And I kind of got in their way and didn't realize I was. But they're talking about that. Oh, there's Pooch. Asking if I'm live or not. Oh, a little bit of chatter while I don't pay attention to what I'm filming. Pooch is everywhere. Spend a lot of time hanging out with Pooch. LDO booth is there on the right. But I wanted to try to capture everything, so I was walking to the ends of the rows and trying to get it. So yeah, Rebecca and Becca are there right now, and they're positrons. Positron with a PCB magnetic bed. And then a cool little motion demonstration thing they'd set up. Interested in the Prusa Pro as it uses Duet hardware. I want to see what they had done to the software to make it Prusa. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know it used Duet hardware. It is a $10,000 machine though. So off of my radar, but still very cool. This is some circuit board stuff that clear circuit boards. Okay. I think, where are we at? Tenchi Mori. Skip around a little bit more here. Oh, this thing. This was, nope, that wasn't it. There was another one with the weird powder. Like, it's had this like vials of powder printing. Does feel like high-temp material printers are what's next for hobbyists and prosumers. Which, oh. Dendrite, they have a slicer software solution. That's where this another little trinket came from. New Elegoo enclosed printer. Yeah, a little bit, Michael. A DMG Mario machine. And Michael, I finally watched the Pinky and the Brain remix. That was funny. I liked it. Polymaker's new Fiberon lineup. Yeah, and I brought some of that home. The PPS, the PET, and the PETG. Elegoo's, and Uncle Jesse is giving a talk over there. Sworn enemy of battery companies everywhere. Folks here. Working my way through the crowds. Let's see, let's skip ahead. We got, oh, Mark Forged, or 3DX Tech, I mean. Let's see how you get on with those materials on your Vorons and what settings you use. Yeah. I have watched Pinky and the Brain. There was a music video remix of the Pinky and the Brain theme song that I'm pretty sure it was Michael, right? Michael, you posted that? Of course I've seen Pinky and the Brain. I have a shirt and everything. Desktop metal. Oh, what do I have here? It's cute. Oh, this was kind of cool. Very large robotic arm, printing big parts. Postmodern jukebox. There we go. Thank you. It took me a little while to find the link in the Discord, but I found it. This was one of the examples of, oh yeah, so this is a printed piece of the booth and just big layer prints that look really good, really good. And this was small compared to some I saw in a little bit. Like these over here on the right there. Look how wide those layers are. Look at that. That is so much plastic. I wonder how much plastic is in each layer. Do you think there's more than a kilogram in one layer of that? Look how big that is. That was almost the full width of the booth. Isn't that cool? How much plastic do you think is in one layer? Modix, this is actually a kit. They ship this out as a kit. A big format, large format printer. Gun quotes for 3D printed tools that are printed and finished on a mill. They had one of those here. They had a system going that was printing and then milling 3D printed parts. Roller that flattens after extruding. Oh, I don't know, John. I didn't see the process. I said we weren't going to go through this whole thing, but we're so close, actually. Won't take all that long. Oh, here's a Polymaker and their Fiberon stuff. So I'm going to pause this here. So we have our PPS CF10. So I took that spool home and the enclosure. And the PET CF17, I took that and the enclosure home. And the PETG RCF, recycled carbon fiber. So they take what, wind turbines or something, and chop them up and recycle the carbon fiber into the filament, which is really cool. They have some really interesting covers for other songs too. If you're into the style of music, some of the songs you never suspect would sound good the way they do, but they do. Nice. So yeah, I have those. They're in the other garage. They had these bells printed in the PPS, and they sounded, I mean, like metal. We, at the end of the show, let me clear my throat. At the end of the show, we stepped on one of these bells. I think the medium-sized one. I think it's probably this one that's right here. Set it on its side and stood on it. And I was one of the people to stand on it, and it was a, it took my full weight. The GPS, that's a great question. I don't know. I don't know if it's the, like Atomic advertises that they use very low modulus or whatever strands, very, very tiny strands of carbon instead of just powder. I don't know what Polymaker's using. So, but we will be playing with it at some point. Even for the PPS, the only thing I would need to put on a printer is some hot end capable of more than 300C. The bed and chamber temps we can hit should be okay. RCF, yeah. Just the PET GCF is using recycled end-of-life wind turbine blades. Yeah. Hey, Scott, welcome. Yeah, absolutely. Check out Scott's video on this. Go to Edge of 3D. Let me... Oops, shoot. Let's go YouTube. Let's do a quick squirrel moment here. Fiber on. Let's... There we go, share. Here we go. If you're not subscribed, be sure you subscribe. But yeah, Scott covered all the new filaments. So the 3 new ones are the PPS CF10, the PET CF17, and the PETG CF08. Everything else has been available in the Polymaker brand and is available now. So the ESD, all those. There's only 3 new ones, and those are the only ones I brought. What? Wrong link. Oh, well, that's weird. I said share. Oh, I didn't say copy. So I gave you the link to the web link to live chat, huh? There we go. Yes, you do, Dutch dude. Anyway, I met Bob from California here and his son. Saw Sean, 3D Print General, and Steve from HueForge were here. There's Bob right there. That's Bob. At least we didn't get rickrolled. Let's see here. Oh, come on. Come back. There we are. Let's skip forward a bit. Oh, there's that big extrusion print again. Some of their other stuff. This might have been the one where they were doing some machining on the... I think the video around the other side shows some post-process machining. Yeah, I think right here, this video is showing one of the parts being machined post printing. It's the one where they have a roller. That's just, I'd be very curious how much plastic is in one layer of that. Stratasys. Where? Skip forward. Oh, yes. Here we go. Let's go back 10 seconds. So this is the awesome HueForge arch that they did. It looks so good. There's Steve. Steve from HueForge. And a life-size Polymaker Scientist is printed. Up to one of those companies whether they could print a Trident frame. Okay. And moving on. We come around here. Lots of big printers. I mean, load in and load out on this for some of these companies. Well, they're hiring contractors, a lot of them, but it's got to be a whole ordeal. Needs non-planar printing to make it true 3D. Let's see. Oh, NASCAR. 3D systems. Oh, I grabbed mints often in this video. Oh, and that's some of the, I'm pretty sure that was some of the 3D printed booth furniture there too. But I'm sitting here walking through and I'm talking most of this video. So the occasional mint was really welcome. Union venue, you have to hire load in and load out, no choice. Got it. That makes sense. Let's get through eSun's booth. Oh, there's those basketballs. So the basketballs, that's all the rage. This is one of the official partners who can make those and know how to make them. So I got to balance those for quite a while. The white and the black one there. The middle one is out of a dark brown resin of some sort. It had a label on it. We couldn't play with that, but got to bounce it. It was very usable. It was very interesting. So I don't know the whole story behind the different partners who can make these, but this is one of them that can make an official 3D printed basketball. Shoes too, looks like they managed to print them without getting clogs. Yeah. What else do we have here? I think I kind of skipped over, but there was a cool SLA printer there that would almost be on the radar if it wasn't locked to their resin. I've got their stuff here. What was it? Haygears. Haygears did some really cool stuff, but little on the pricey side and locked resin. Closed system. Hey, on. So wild how much money is spent on trade shows. So much. So much. Oh, they're 3D printed. Had to get a good shot of this 3D printed wheel, the carbon fiber rim. If I heard correctly, the resin wasn't too bad. It was $80 a liter or whatever, which is on the pricey side, but not like ridiculously so. Talk to the Zax folks a bit. They have a active heated printer that's coming. Interesting scenes like Nikon. Come on, where's the controls? Skip through. There's Zax. Normal pricing, yeah. Not extreme for sure. I don't know why I did that. I think I meant to recenter the camera and I accidentally triple tapped, because on this Osmo, you double tap to recenter the gimbal, you triple tap and it'll flip around to selfie mode. I think that's what I did. They were making really good prints here. For on the show prints, the quality looked really good. A little bit of the floor before I realize I need to recenter the gimbal. There we go. We're getting close. Oh, uh-oh, what did I do? I don't like, oh, I screwed up. We were probably right about here. I don't like that the controls go away and then they don't come right back when you move your mouse over. Any other printers give you ideas for mods? Not that I can think of right now. I don't know about that facility in Anaheim. Just hang those overhead signs. Trade shows are known for R&D. Rob and duplicate. Some vendors stop showing products. I would imagine. Yeah. Oh, there we go. We're close here. So, come on. Give me the controls. I don't like this player. Oh, back around to Zach's. I don't like this player. Here we go. Is this EOS? Yes, EOS was very cool. Several of the little printed things, including that top, came from EOS. And then they had a bar here, and they had a 3D printed cappuccino foam machine. They were only printing the EOS logo, but they can print anything on there. What do we got here? We get into HP, Metal Jet S100. What is this? Juggerbot. Here, let's go back and look at that a little bit. More big layer line printing, but kind of a neat looking printer. Heated chamber, obviously. The cool, kind of looking more like a DRO readout there. Hey, Clownhammer. Amazing they can make 3D prints of two-dimensional avatar characters. Bamboo Labs there. They had a little announcement thing along with Diamondback and E3D for the diamond nozzles. There's Dustin again. We are getting right up to the end of this. Creality in the background there. I don't think I'll actually finish it on this video, but I think we'll be done because there's not a whole lot more to see after this. I kind of covered the last row, which didn't have anything of note. How much technology there is in additive manufacturing, so many vendors, so many different ways of doing things. Everybody looking for their own little niche. EOS had printed, one of the guys there had printed a 150% or 200% OpenRCF1 and presented it to Joel at Joel's little meet and greet thing on Tuesday. Got a Pocket 3 for the next rep for Mariah 10-2. Awesome. Two Trees was there. Didn't really look at too much on at their booth. Hey, Sanity. FabTech have added manufacturing stuff these days. Oh. Matter Hackers was there, and that's the end of that video. And I think that's the end of what I'm going to cover there. So, that's how we'll build everything on Mars. I listened to The Martian on the way down and on the way back. That was fun with Will Wheaton narrating. Did I meet up with Angus at all? I chatted with Angus briefly at Open Sauce, but Angus was not here for Rapid. So, what show is this? Rapid-TCT. Yep, I was just there this whole last week. I was there. I was gone from Monday, and I got back late Thursday night. The show got over a little earlier on on Monday, or on Thursday, so I was able to make it all the way home. RC Brave version, but good story. On what? NASA awarded SpaceX to deorbit the ISS. Martian is a good listen. Yeah, I've been enjoying it. So some of the other things I picked up. So this we kind of talked about, a little bottle opener, another one from EOS from their booth. I don't know exactly what technology printed this. Some of these I didn't necessarily chat about with the folks in too much detail. It's just kind of get a Fidget thing. No Voron booth. This is probably my favorite little trinket that I got. It is 3D printed titanium. It is so intricate and feels really cool to kind of fidget with. What's the plan for this Bear MK3 refresh bearings? I'm gonna just kind of go through it and see if anything needs to be done, and then I'm gonna give it to a friend. I think I'm going to give it to the friend I gave the ender wire to and bring the ender wire back. So yeah, so this was cool little print. This is another metal. I don't remember what material this is. It feels like steel, but it is, what do we see here? What is that? Aconity, ACONITY 3D. Oh no, the underwire is being fine. It's a custom build. So if I have an opportunity, and it was lent to my friend to get him into 3D printing. So I'm gonna continue his 3D printing journey with this. Similar capabilities. It just brings a custom build back into my collection. Oh, good call. Oh, nope. Well, it could be a grade of stainless. It could be a grade of stainless. It's not magnetic, but it does not feel like aluminum. And I think it's a bit heavy for titanium. Just think of the stuff we'll be printing in a few more years. Really is an amazing time. Yeah. This, I know, I was told this is titanium, and this for the mass is extremely light. This is quite hefty, actually. This has some heft to it. Let's go into, this is the hay gears. Hay gears, that's that resin printer. It's a $1,500 printer. But the whole ecosystem, washer, cure station, everything is about $3,000. This is the $80 a liter, but it's locked to their resin. But I was there talking to Mark about it, Mark from Pio Poly, and just kind of his expertise in resin printing, was able to note some things about this. Like this support structure is very fine, and their slicers, some of the things in the print, they're not using the Cheeto box slicer. They have their own, and apparently there's some really nice things about their stuff. I don't know enough about it to be able to speak too much, but yeah, there's a few printed. Like this is a flexible resin from the same hay gears. Just some sample parts that at the end of the day on Thursday they gave me. So mostly just kind of demonstrating. They had a little Veroni style, probably small tennis ball size ball there at their booth that was really nice. What was notable about these TPU style or flexible resins is there's no stickiness to it. There's no stickiness. You often get that with resin print, some kind of residue that you can kind of feel forever. And there was none of that. And the bounce to the little tennis ball size thing was really nice. That, and I think this is the other thing from that booth, is just a resin printed model of their printer. Interesting little thing. There's the build plate down there. I imagine if you pull this all apart, you can put that build plate on there. building a door on Delta since there are kits available. It's not on the list. It's not out of the question. I honestly wouldn't mind a Delta to play with because I've never owned one. But it's not in the schedule. Other things. So this is just a sample 3D metal print from the EOS booth. I don't know what that says. Can I see it better there? WITHIN within. Hey Dom, good to see ya. This looks awesome. Mark Watney pulled an Iron Man in the movie. Why there isn't a supplier of TPU CF? Seems like a great material to use. I saw one sample print of TPU CF. I can't remember what booth it was at though. I agree, it would be cool to play with. Be mostly for that TPU prints. Some B stock, been pushing Manny to make it. Oh, some TPU CF. But yeah, this is just kind of intricate interior, and then this hole there actually splits off into a couple of channels in there. Nothing, I mean, nothing special to it. It's just a sample, technology sample print. How does TPU CF work in practice? I mean, TPU is flexible, but the CF makes it stiff. But it also, TPU is extremely high layer adhesion. So you end up still with a really, really strong part with some stiffness. I thought, I was questioning or wondering how one of those basketballs would do in TPU CF. Because TPU, it just absorbs the bounce. It doesn't bounce very well. But I wonder if TPU CF would give a good bounce or not. 3DO and couldn't find any what's B stock. This was at one, this is printed, this was just cool. It was a good fidget thing. It was a 3D printing services booth. I believe they said this was printed on an HP, and it's just interesting woven plastic print. This was from the same booth. Somewhat flexible little mini basketball. What was this? Let's see if I can get, I don't know that I can get any, I don't even know what that says. FISO something. Not 95 AHF, it thuds on the floor. Yeah, but what if you add carbon fiber to it? I'm glad to hear though, the 95 high flow stuff, because I thought that was pretty stiff. And I was wondering if that would work at all. And I'm glad to hear, not glad to hear, but I'm glad to learn that it doesn't. See ya, Apollo. Hope you feel better. That's a weird basketball. Yeah. What else do we have here? So we have a little wax. So there's apparently, these are both waxes, but the white wax melts at about a 15°C lower temperature than the red. So you can clear it out and then I think cast with the rest, if I understood the person correctly. That's why I tried it. The PET G exploded in the second bounce, so I did it again in 95A. So there's a whole lot more than the material to that thing too. There's a shape. There's a particular shape to the print. It's not just a sphere with a bunch of holes in it. There's a couple of layers of things going on in the official basketballs. So, and then this was a cool. So these three prints here, and then this was just the event suitcase tag. See ya, Frank. Oh, speaking of Frank, I also met Frankly Built. And who else? Frankly Built and a friend of his that was down there. I don't remember his name. Sean, maybe? I'm not sure. Yeah, there's a very complicated internal structure between the layers. Yep. No stickers, bad show. Oh, I got stickers. I didn't grab a whole bunch. 3D printing nerd. This is my winning card for the Elegoo prize thing. I got a Mitutoyo sticker. iBoss. Love. So I met this person, 3D Bounty Hunter. So they do a lot of Star Wars stuff, and they're working on, Tess is working on her YouTube channel. So 3D Bounty Hunter, if you look that up, All 3DP. I talked to an editor, All 3DP. That was Sean, very nice guy. Oh, there we go, CanadianFilaments.ca. That's the guy that we saw, Alex, in the video there. Mimaki there. That sounds familiar, but I'm not sure. Takes about 3 days to print the real one on our type of machine. Who was this? Keep on Shining. What was that? I don't remember what that was from. Tony Mora. I did grab some 3D printing nerd stickers. Those were at the party. Didn't have any of those yet. A positron sticker, and then a fun little magnifier. The full color transparent printing. Was at Rocky Mountain last year, I think. Awesome. Okay, I might have seen them there as well. Got a contact at EOS. May have some SLS nylon prints coming in at some point. We'll see. And this is just a little booth trinket multi-tool thing. Not very useful, but what else? Oh, this was the Mark Forged. No continuous fibers and continuous fibers. Oh, this was a this is another thing from Hay Gears. In their little bag was a flexible 3D printed pen. Kind of a little interesting feel to it. It was in a little bag. This and this guy was in a little like booth bag that they would give you if they scanned your badge. This was interesting. So this was Impossible Objects, and I'm going to try to explain the process here. This is a little phone stand, but this is very I believe this is Peak. But I could be wrong. They call this, yeah, so this is Peak. They call it CBAM 25, but I did confirm with the people, because this is Peak as well. This is done in a carbon fiber sheet layup, where it's a square rectangular sheet of fiber. They inject the plastic into, or print it on this in layers, and then they end up with a stack of these and put it in a press with heat and all that stuff to form the part. And then you end up with a, did I take any pictures of this? I wonder if I took any pictures of this. You end up with a part that is solid plastic held together with these fibrous, just the fiber areas, and then you media blast everything else away, and you end up with this. I don't know if anybody's seen technology like, or seen how that's done in other areas. No, I don't have any. Oh, here's the one of the scans. This is from a different scanner. This isn't from the Revo Point. This is from a different scan where they were seeing if the beard would show up, and it did pretty good for the quick 3-minute scan they were working on. I think Joel has a video on that. Oh, cool. Who can measure in millionths of an inch are expensive? Yeah. This was I thought this was cool. This was a metal printed of the little Sierpinski triangle. That was really sharp on the edges. And good PR because he's both press and media. Good one, John. If you saw the any of Joel's Twitter posts, I took these pictures. I thought it was funny. This was at the bar. Instead of going to the Matter Hackers party, this is where we were. When am I getting an industrial printer to play with? I have one. Phoenix. No. How acceptable is metal printing for hobbyists like us? Not really. Not really. And that's what kind of one of the cool things to see this at this show was the, yeah, that's all I didn't take much for pictures. One of the cool things to see at the show was this type of thing. But these were just example parts and the similar metallic feel. So the person I was talking to did confirm this says CF Peak on it. This is also one of their markings for a Peak print. Just different thicknesses, so different sounds. But really, here. If I can break this, I will. Ow. Ow. Discord link in the description isn't working. I can't break that. And that's the thinner of the two. The Discord link in the description isn't working. Okay, I'll fix that. Let me see. I wonder if those end up breaking if the nitro level goes here's the, no, you can set to never expire, and that's the one I post. But if the nitro level changes, there's the Discord invite link. If the nitro level changes, which it did recently, I wonder if it resets those. Because I have a custom link as well, which I get at the nitro level we're at currently, but that can break. Let me see which one is out there. Yeah, that link isn't working. We're at the right nitro level. Yeah, we're at level 3, so it should work. That's annoying. Okay. It will have edges like glass and slice the heck out of you. I didn't go 100%. I went like 90% there, Scott. I did consider that I should probably have gloves on when I do that. But this was kind of a neat little print, and the shape on that was cool. And this was Impossible Objects, if you look that up. But fun little prints. And I got my EOS little sugar-free mints here. I think that is the thing. So let's look at this printer. Let's look at this printer for a little bit. We are not going to go through to any degree of actually doing anything with this, but it is a Prusa Bear frame from LDO. See you, the GPs. Thanks for being here. See you tomorrow, assuming my computer stays working. Yep. I swallowed wrong. It is a Bear, based on a Prusa Mark III. This one is running according to, yeah, wrong pipe. I explained that. Happens a lot with me. This one is running Clipper. So let's see what it's doing with that. Little Ultra Stick build plate. It is a black power supply. Well, logo on the park flame. Oh yeah, yes. So you should be very, very aware of where this printer came from. This did come from Chris. Chris is moving and is clearing out his fleet, and I was driving, so I am going to go through and make sure this works well. I'm probably going to replace the Pi on it because it's an older Pi without Wi-Fi, and get it kind of sorted out for another friend. So get it to good use. Not Basement Chris, Practical Printing Chris. So if you look up Practical Printing on YouTube, he hasn't done videos in a while, but this is him. So this is my printer now, but I am going to give it away to another person once I go through and make sure everything's working well and get Clipper updated. And I might put a touch screen on it because I think that would be cool. So let's get a look at what's going on here in the control box and the back. So it's a I'm assuming I can figure out what the, oh, okay. So that just sits on there. So what do we have here? We've got a bit of cleaning up that could be done on the wiring. Sorry, Chris. Let's get a zoom in on here. Oops, wrong one. There we go. There. Just a bit. That's okay. It's got a BTT Pico controller. And what is that Pi? Let's see if I can read the marks on it. Oh, it's a Pi 3 Model B. I don't need to change that. It has Wi-Fi. Maybe it's broken. Maybe Wi-Fi is not working. Maybe Wi-Fi is not working is why. But that'll work. Just clean up the wiring a little bit, and well, since that's all there, let's go ahead and let's just power it up and see what happens. Oops, this goes this way. There's some magnets on here that hold this together. I think so. If you have a problem that needs to be solved, take a mint. Wiring problems emerge from caution of not cutting wires. Cutting and crimping is hard. Well, and takes a lot of time too. Absolutely. Let's see if I can. Yeah, these don't want to. There are magnets that hold this together, and it's if there's any bulge to the wires, which I've disturbed, it's not gonna. Oh, there we go. Now it's back together. 3B, no Wi-Fi. B+. Oh, thanks, Phil. Is that true? Is that true? 3B, no Wi-Fi. It is a 3 Model B version 1.2. Okay. Well, if this will reach, which I think I might be able to get it to reach, we might be able to plug it just into wired network because I have that set up now. Do you need a Pi for this? I could donate one if you don't have one. I have one. Thank you. I very much appreciate it. I have a lot of 3B pluses. That's what I'll put. That's what I'll swap into this. We could plug in a Wi-Fi dongle, yes. But I think a 3D plus will be easy enough. But let's get a look at what version of here, let's go this, because I'm gonna have to bump this camera out of the way to get it plugged into the network. Let's get a look at what version of Clipper and stuff is on here. I love having a network jack here now. Just easy access. Oh, can't go too far there. I'm gonna drop over there. just a little printed thing. I think this is going to be best. Let's power it on. See if we get any smoke. Well, that's interesting. That light was on before I turned this on. Oh, because it was on. The switch was on, so I just powered it off. Let's turn it on. Let's see what happens. Could you fly over and build me a trident? I'll pay in licorice. Tempting. Oh, I could do a BTT pie. Not the 3B. Got it. Let's see if this thing powers up at all. Let's see if I can see it on my network. But it looks in good shape, a little dusty. Everything looks solid. I don't anticipate any problems with, I think the belt tensions are a little high. Oh, there we go. It works. It's got a little bit of a rattle to a fan. It works. So let's find out what this is on my network. Prusa build. That's possibly on the radar, Domar. Not from this printer though. Got upgrade. I know they had a certain release that made lots of hardware to get it to work. What do we got? Oh, different Wi-Fi dongles have varying degrees of luck. Okay, let's go to my Unify app. Doran Delta build. Could. It's not on my radar. I mean, it's on my radar, but it's not on the list right now, Scott. It would probably be if anybody wants to showcase a kit. I could probably be convinced. Clients. Clippy Bear. Clippy Bear shows up on the network. I imagine by great powers of deduction that Clippy Bear is it. Clippy Bear. All machine is available. Technically, Boron Deltas can be made. Like 3S is very old firmware. I haven't piddled with it for years. .50 .134. Well, that's what I get for typoing. There we go. Ooh, interesting. Do you ever use your Pi 5 for any printer? I have not. I haven't even hooked up. I have two Pi 5s that I bought, Pi 5s that I bought at the official Pi store in Cambridge, and I have not powered either of them on. I haven't found that use for them yet. Okay, we have the Blue Bear. This has all been nicely customized. What do we have here? Blue Beer. They fixed the codec problem. Isn't that cameras? Something around cameras is the issue. We've got 012. What is the latest clipper? Mainsail. Now let's refresh this, see what happens. This does not seem as out of date as I would have thought. This is not all that out of date. Why did that turn on? Oh, the controller fan turned on. Yep, that turned on for a moment. I'm letting this refresh. You haven't tried yours on either. Still refreshing. Refresh, refresh. I mean, 0.12 is within the current major version, right? Tested mine, but it seemed to work fine except for the camera stuff. I had considered putting one of mine in the black box, but I'm not sure where Duet SBC is for 5. Oh, I got a couple of, here's another thing I got while we're waiting for that. I got a balsa airplane. Yes. And then just a little notepad. But while that's refreshing, let's build something. Anybody ever play with these when you're a kid, or with your kids, or as an adult kid? Oh yeah, I used to get these at the hardware store all the time when I was a kid. So the rubber band powered ones. Looks like I may be missing a bit of this, unless I don't see any scores. What do we have here? Oh, it does. Okay, so there is a score there. It's not much of a score. There we go. Help it along a little bit. These all have these little slits in here. If you haven't seen these, probably know which way it wants to go. Oh, it goes like that. There we go. That these are necessarily all cut deep enough. This is not Gillows. Is that how you say it? Gillows? Is that, did I just remember that? Is it Gillows? Gillows? Is that the brand that's common here in the US? Bill will know. That's how all of these were assembled though, but they had the full range of them, with big ones with rubber band powered and everything. Oh, that's done. Mid-80s style polystyrene planes. Conflict is shown with you. If enable the cam, it turns off the DSI screen. I looked up Pi 3. All models have Wi-Fi. I couldn't read at that age. Yeah, let's see if this will fly. I wonder how it's balanced. I don't know, because there's some adjustment there for where the wing can go along here. Oh, okay, it's gonna live in the Trident. Okay, I think was it Yellows? Guillows. Gillows. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. I always pronounce it Guillows, though I'm probably wrong. Guillows sounds as good as it to me. Fly the same, yep. Flying toys. These guys, balsa airplanes and motor planes. These were the thing. You get all the way down, super simple, but you can get up here into starting to get, here's a little slingshot rubber band, biplanes. I remember the biplane. I remember these were a whole lot, even less than $649 at the little hardware store. But you get into all the with landing gear and rubber band powered. Let's go right up to the whatever the biggest model here. I remember there was some some that came in one of these plastic bags that was this long. Measure a third of the wing width back from the leading edge, and that should be where the center of gravity should be for best gliding. Some balsa tissue paper and dope. Yeah, these haven't changed. Strato Streak, I remember that name. But yeah, they come in bags like this. This is exactly the bag. I remember that all the way 40 years ago. Any gas powered? Well, I mean, you can get into gas powered when you start getting into the, what is it? I still have around here some of the old 020 Cox, COX. Look up Cox model planes. Expensive ones were 50 cents. A time pot one with no power, but had a clip for a nose weight. Yeah, I remember these were a couple of bucks by the time I was buying them. But if you see, they have just a rubber band going across and everything okay. You start gaining weight. Hope you're good. Start gaining weight? What? I'm good. 049. That's it. There was an 020. I think I have the cylinder body for 020, but 049 was the common ones. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good, Nadir. I have no major issues. I have a snacking problem and a not running problem. Yeah. Nice little sidetrack. Little trip down memory lane. Got balsa planes, flying toys. Yeah, you could get into, what is this? Oh, special occasion gliders, just custom printing it looks like. Get into foam planes. Hey, Bearded Bucket. Right to model rockets. Testers model rockets. Okay, back to here. We are not very far. Chris has had this thing up to date, so this isn't significantly out of date, which is good. It means a whole lot less for me to do. You and me both, brothers. Snacking is such a hard habit to break. So bad. So bad. Estes. Yep. Oh, it is Estes. Testers is plastic models, paints and glues and stuff. And probably models. Estes. You're right. You're right. I actually have a couple of rockets in the other garage. There's a very brief time when my son and I, we built a couple of rockets and went out and flew them. But the Lego Mine Storms Robotics. I had a neighbor when I was a kid who was awesome, who we used to use drywall paper tape and wrap those around broomsticks with glue and make our own tubes, and we experimented with different designs. We tried one where it was tubes for fins as well. That didn't go well. It did a dance in the air about 10 feet over the ground. So we went running on that one. Let's see. What's the printer config look like for this? Mainsail. We've got some of the stuff that's normally in mainsail in here though. We've got a display config. F sensor. Is this the filament runout sensor? Okay. Estes Rocks are still around too, but pretty sure they are separate companies. Love the small can of Testers. Black spray paint in a box somewhere. Testers is still around. Testers still very active. I like the theme. Yeah, it looks good. Got a Cartesian. It is running over UART. Looks like. And we've got all the stuff set up. What do we have for like bed mesh? What does a bed mesh look like? I bet you I can apply well, it'll take a little bit of it'll be different, but we should be able to apply a good magnet avoiding bed mesh to this if it's not already there. Because should be easier since it's off to the side. The difficult thing with a switch wire is the sensor location is so different. Is exclude object enabled? Let's find out. Exclude. No. So we can do that. It's just this, right? And that's it. Object or objects? Is it object or objects? Still has Estes rockets. Yeah. Still around. Their motor factory in Colorado and Penrose near the Supermax. I just threw away because I'm trying to purge stuff out of this garage. I just threw away some Estes stuff. I figured it's old enough that I don't want to actually use it. If I ever do a rocket thing ever, I'll just buy new stuff. It's not expensive. I'll buy new or make a controller. But I had a controller that it's probably 10 years old, 12 years old, when my son and I were playing with them. And I had unused motors that I wasn't gonna try to use after 10 or 12 years. Exclude object. Cool. That is now enabled. Like not running in stealth shop, right? Sensorless homing. Yep. Spread cycle mode, that's good. Interpolate can get turned off. The recommendation is to turn that off. So let's do that. Extruder. That's the stuff from the 1970s. Rotation distance. I suspect, let's look here. Microstep 16. Where is this aha. Yep. So interesting. So look at this. You see that rotation distance of 11.7. That's interesting in that's about, this is a Bondtech gear setup. It is a Mark III thing. That's half of what it should be. And the reason for that is the steps per rotation is not defined, which means that the default is 200 for a 1.8 degree stepper. Now I just looked at it and this has a 0.9 degree stepper. So the little quirk in this config is that to get around that, instead of defining the 0.9 stepper, they just cut the rotation distance in half. So interesting looking at something and realizing, I love rotation distance. Rotation distance set up in Clipper, I wish that all of the firmwares would adopt that, because it's working with things that you can physically measure. You can measure the diameter of your driven gear and your filament path and get an approximation of where your rotation distance should be. The circumference of the driven gear is what your rotation distance is. Now that's probably going to be somewhere in the middle or thereabouts or on the edge. I don't know, I have to think about that a little bit. But you get in the ballpark by using calipers. You don't have to know a whole lot about your, you don't have to do a lot of math. You don't have to find a calculator. You grab your calipers, measure your driven gear. You know you have a 0.9 degree stepper, so we go in and go to the documentation. Doesn't that create a problem calculating the flow? I don't think so, Derek. I think you can get to a lot of these things, a workable system in many different ways. You can play with these numbers. I mean, this obviously works, but from a proper setup, it's been tweaked to work. It's been manipulated to work instead of being the numbers that it should actually be. if we go in here to configuration reference and look for stepper, I think that's what I want. No, let's just search for stepper. I saw that come up with rotation distance, so let's go here. This is saying, so full steps per rotation is the value that we want to set. Now, where is that? Let's go, oops, let's go here and let's search for on the page then, stepper. Here we go. So let's go to the stepper and then rotation distance, full steps per rotation. Now, if you notice, the default value is 200, but you want 400 for a 0.9 degree motor. So let's copy this. And if we put this in here, let's go here and change this to 400. And then we're going to multiply this by 2 to get the same. So we got 11.725 times 2. So 23.45 is actually a little high for a Bondtech setup, but we'll leave it right there. Hey, Lee Marie, welcome. Did you have a good stream? So this would be a more proper setup for rotation distance. And now one of the nice things, without doing any extra calculations, you can just say, hey, I want 32 microsteps on my 32 microsteps on my extruder. And you don't have to change anything else. You don't have to recalculate it. I'm gonna have to disagree, Nerdorot. We can have our preferences though. I really like this because it's all just specs, no calculations. Circumference calculation, but. So I'm gonna leave this at 16 because I want it to basically be where Chris left it when I go to print with it. But I can multiply by 2 pretty easy. But you have to, you also have to which way does it go? Is it going, are you dividing or multiplying by 2? And you have to take into account your stepper, the micro steps. You have to recalculate every time you do that. This, you just put in a number. I'm going to run spread cycle in there. And then what do we have here? Heated bed, hot end fan. Oh, what is the thermistor? I have no idea if these are correct or not. I'm assuming they are. It's printed with it. Temperature fan, MCU fan, and how is that? PID control, target temp. Got finished with that Trident, so you're excited to build a positron. Awesome. Do that really quick, so it seems like a fun and easy build. Me and Color both are a bit hyped to build it. All awesome. If you reach out to me, I can send you the Z tensioning system I redesigned. I don't know what LDO or the positron team are gonna do with that, if they're gonna adopt it or do something else, but I like it a lot better than the setup that it comes with. So then we have safe Z home and XY position is at 1010. That's a little odd. Send you DM for that, yeah. Bed mesh. Speaking of DMs, I know I have a lot of things to catch up on. I have people that have emailed me and messaged me over the last couple of weeks that I haven't caught up on yet. So if that's any of you, I have no problems with being poked, reminded to respond to something. Last couple of weeks have been pretty busy. last few weeks. What do you use for your music on stream without getting copyright? That is just stream beats. What is it? It is, yeah, stream beats. And the playlist, it's by Harris Heller. I have gotten one copyright notice on a different playlist, but it was struck down because it was fine. Cherry Soda is what I've been playing for the last way too long. Seems pretty chill. Fun for me to figure out something like the GTZ. That's where I think rotation distance really shines, is when you have not just the planetary stuff, but when you have a multi-stage gearbox too. You just put the gear ratios in. That's it. Soon there will be AI generated music for streaming. Bed mesh. We are running a 5x5. We'll have to look at that. Maybe we'll start up a bed mesh and see what the mesh looks like. See if it appears that there's magnetic influence in the thing. Align Z. Ramming Z Max. Do you have chat set up on top chat or all? It's live chat right now, but it doesn't make a difference. Am I missing something from you, Phil? Add some music in like this. Am I missing? So for some reason, YouTube doesn't show me messages it's blocking. It shows the moderators, like Bill and Poity and whoever else is around, shows them the full chat, but it doesn't show me for some reason. Okay, and then that stuff. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna save the little changes I made and restart. Can't really get a great view of this because of the network cable limitation, but Moonraker confidence pre-processing enabled and prevent comments didn't show up. Yeah, I don't know what to do about the comments not showing up. I'm viewing live chat, but for some reason the interface I see, it doesn't give me stuff that's filtered out, and it used to. And I see it when I'm moderator on some other channels, and I see those messages coming up, but for some reason I don't get them myself. Because a streamer wants filtered view for an on-screen text, but moderators see the raw feed. That's a good point. I don't really want the filtered stuff to show up, but I think the system I use to bring that into onto screen doesn't show things like that anyway. Let's go here. Here we go. Let's just do a home. This is up. Everything's good. It's up to date enough. Temperatures all look good. Let's just home all and see what happens. Let's make sure. Here we go. At homes. It hides spam for me. I approve all those questionable things that YouTube flags for the most part. And then I wonder if they show up for me. Can you post whatever you did again, Phil? And then Bill, let me know when you approve it. And I'll keep an eye on chat and see if it shows up. Because maybe if it's already passed, it doesn't show up for me. I wanted to go to the height map, I think. And let's calibrate. Let's do a calibrate. And I'll pay attention to Yeah, no, don't curse. Let's keep it G to PG here. But if it drops something that you're trying to say that it shouldn't, I'm just curious if it's showing up on the moderator filtering view. This is cool. There's not a whole lot I'm going to need to do to this. Just clean it up, get a print or two out of it, and send it over to my friend. Sometimes that's a bit funny. It filters things that are innocuous. Yeah, I've seen that. So tomorrow's stream, I had intended to do black box, but because I didn't go to Murph, I didn't get the parts I was expecting to get. Chris at KB3D has a harness for me. And I don't have it yet because now we have to alternate methods of getting it to me. It needs to be shipped, and it's not here. So I need a filler stream. So I think I'm gonna assemble the Prusa enclosure I have. I know that's 2 Sundays in a row with Prusa content, but I have them. I can use them, and it forwards my ultimate vision for how my setup in here looks. So I think tomorrow we're going to go through the Prusa enclosure and set it up for that Mark 3.5. It's right here that we upgraded last week. So, and then hopefully we'll be back on the black box and finishing it up over the next, the following few weeks. That doesn't look too bad. That really doesn't look too bad. It's got a little wide range. But that doesn't look too bad. I wonder if we could tweak the probe points and find I'll use the same method I did for the ender wire and find a setup that will avoid more of the magnets. See you, Derek. It is very blue. It is very blue. My friend who will end up with this, his favorite color is blue. So it's perfect. Do you have a link to the screw containers in your desk? Yeah, Bruce, if you go into the description, the video description, in my printables profile is the link to, you're talking about these. So little dividers for the acro mill. Drawers. It's in my printables profile. Prusa enclosure, never seen one being assembled. Cool. I know Chris, just by coincidence, Chris Riley, Chris's Basements did a stream today. It's kind of a Murph recap stream, and he was assembling a Prusa enclosure. I don't think he was going through and showing the documentation and manual and stuff, and I'll be doing that because I haven't done one before. He has, so we'll get a fresh look at the Prusa enclosure and go from there. And that's a great idea, Turtle. I'll print a blue hex tray on here for him. But like I said, I kind of want to switch over to a touch screen for him, maybe. Add a little bit of functionality there. Look for a mount for it. I'll probably get these to sit on here a little easier because all these little end caps, they're meant to have little set screws going in to hold them in place. So I'll either reprint those or put the set screws in. He was just chatting and building in order to be productive. Exactly. But I just thought it was funny that he brought that out and started building it. I said, oh, okay, well, that's cool. I'll still do what I was going to do. What else do we have here? Oh, another thing I did pick up at the show, when Olaf gave me the little fidget toy. I got a CHT nozzle. I haven't had one of these. I had not grabbed a CHT nozzle. So this is a 0.6 millimeter CHT. I'll throw it on something and use it. Another end cap that covers more of the corner. I will go out and see what is out there. Actually, why don't we go out? Where do I, what's, is this going to be on, I don't know. Let's try this. There we are. Greg's on. That's what I was looking for. Prusa Bear upgrade. Bear frame upgrade. Hey, it's Thor. You went this long without ever trying a seat. I did actually. I have not tried a CHT. I put one of the Fabrico little PTFE lined or covered ones on my VZ bot. So this might go on my VZ bot. Trying to remember, it's been years since I built my bears. So this is what we have here. This is the, although this is using a Mini 12864 display instead of the Prusa screen. Hey Rod, I don't know if I said hi to you before. I am very sad I couldn't make it to Murph. There are a lot of people I really wanted to see. No worries, Bill. We're almost done here. There are a lot of people I wasn't able to see at Murph that I wanted to. I was hoping to just do the every event thing, but oh well. I will be at 3D Printopia. Exactly. Exactly. You. So, yeah, never mind. I will ask later. New features, compatibility, printed parts, Bear frame, STL files. I think we go up here. Yes, 3D Printopia. There we go. Optional parts. What is in here? LCD cover, MMU, Y idler for a 9mm belt. Bear upgrade Mark II. Maybe that's not what I wanted. Printed parts. Brought home the same gift from Murph. Oh no! Hopefully it was as mild as the open sauce variant. Common to all versions is probably what we want. So like frame end caps. Nurse Kate, welcome. Why end caps? What are those? Oh, these look like the same. So there's probably, I mean, if you go up to printables, and if we search for, let's go Bear MK3. Oh. INZ case MMU remix, adjustable X idlers, and probably chamfered MK3 full Bear 2040 end cap. We'll share when I find them. Okay. This one here has the shape to go in probably a larger area to kind of push into the center cavity on these extrusions. That would work. Oh, 2040 end cap. There's lots. Oh yeah, like this. That would probably work pretty well. A lot more friction area. Here, I'm gonna, folks were asking, let me see, where's Chris? It says the clipper install is a little bit wonky. And the LCD doesn't work as well as it should. Well, the functionality on this LCD is kind of lacking anyway. Hold on. Let's see if Chris responds in time. Looking for, okay. But lots of different things. I have a bear as well, so that's a big reason why I wouldn't just kind of use this. Is I have a bear, Mark III bear. My original 2017 pre-order Mark III I converted to a bear frame. So it's a black frame with black and lime fluorescent green parts. It's cool looking. I like it. And it has the Bondtech SLS extruder setup. So this is different from a regular Prusa. This is a pancake stepper. Now this is a pancake stepper with the 1-to-1, so, but apparently if it's been printing, it's got enough torque. So, see you, Bill. Have a good one. See you tomorrow. Any other questions about Rapid or anything before we wrap up? We'll probably wrap up here. I think that was a good little recap and chat, and feel like it went pretty well, and having the time to prep for tomorrow. Oh, it's Atomic Carbon Fiber PET G Blue. Atomic Carbon Fiber PET G Blue. Do you want to go to Rapid again after going? Yeah, I would. The only problem is next year it's in Detroit. It is a significant extra effort to get there. The question would be, when exactly is it? Where is it? Rapid-TCT 2025. April 8th through 10th. Well, that's an interesting date. April 8th through 10th in, now I hear there's something going on because Formnext is coming to the US next year. And apparently they conflict between Formnext and Rapid. They're both on this time frame. I don't know. It's in Detroit, yeah. 2025 is in Detroit. 2026 is in Chicago, I think. Maybe moving to Atlanta within the year. Are there any events in that area? Probably the closest is 3D Printopia as far as the big events. There might be a local maker fair or something going on for you. April 8th through 10th. When is, I think that's not going to conflict with Rocky Mountain Rep Festival. But there's some, what is it? TCT Asia 2025. I think this was March. I think this is March. Yeah, March of 2025. It's TCT Asia. Possibility I might go to that. Oh, Nadir, is it your birthday? Oh, April 10th. Happy early birthday, Nadir. Very early. Yeah. So back to the question. Yeah, I think these trade shows are fun to go to. I've been to, the biggest trade show I've been to is SEMA, and I've been going to it since about the year 2000. I didn't go this year. I haven't gone a few years, but I've probably gone the last 18 to 20 of them of the last 24 years. I haven't missed too many. So, but it's fun to go and check things out, see the things, the different technologies, the different products, that kind of thing. So when I put my Mark IV in the enclosure, the Y belt holder allowed the belt to slip when I was printing ABS. I had to reprint the Y belt holder in ABS. Yeah, before I put my my Mark IV is going to be, my new Mark IV is going to get built with ASA parts right off, Ricky. So. CES is larger than SEMA as far as Vegas shows, but I think SEMA is the second largest show they do in Vegas, right? I think CES is larger, but I think SEMA is right behind it. I wanted to go to CES this last year, but it didn't work out. I was going to tag along with Pooch if he went. But let's see. What else? Lots of neat things to do here. And I'll probably get my Bear printer back down off the shelf once I get some more printer space in the other garage. So, okay, well, with that, I think we are going to call it. I appreciate everybody here. Thanks for being members. It's interesting. Why is this? Sorry. I usually have this. Maybe? Now it's not focusing on me. It's focusing on the background. Come on. Focus. I have got to figure out. There, that'll work. I've got to figure out this whole lighting and camera situation. Hey, Jaeger. With that, thank you once again. Thanks for being around. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of this awesome little community we have. Tomorrow, like I said, it'll be Prusa enclosure. I'll get that scheduled sometime shortly after this, after I sign off here. So thank you, Chris, for giving me the Prusa Bear here. I'll clean it up and get it to a good home. And I'm glad to have seen anybody I saw at Rapid, and sad to have not seen people at Murph. So enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow, and enjoy the build. Bye.